Tonight on DC News Now, it's Election Day. Balance of power in Virginia's General Assembly is on the line. We're live with the races that could determine which way things go. Also, former teacher charged with repeated sex abuse of a middle school student. Police say there may be more victims.
Some chillier air is back on the return for Wednesday, but we'll let you know when the 70s could make a return.
Plus, we're stretching your dollar. The holidays right around the corner. We're finding you the best ways to save ahead of holiday travel. Giving back.
Being able to give back to my family and be able to show them, the right from wrong.
How a Maryland program allows inmates to help themselves and others.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Flanagan in tonight from Mark and Annalisa. Breaking right now at 5, Pamela Smith confirmed as DC's police chief. A unanimous vote by DC Council. Let's get right out to Randy Bass at the Wilson Building where the vote happened about 30 minutes ago. And Randy, Smith faces some real challenges as she takes on this role.
Yeah, Chris, she absolutely does. Like you said, this all happening in just the last several minutes or so, getting that confirmation in after months of waiting for this moment here. Certainly a tough time for Pamela Smith to come in as DC's brand new police chief. Violent crime in the city is up 40% over this time last year. That includes more than 230 homicides year to date. Homicides up 33%. All this to say, again, a very tough time to come in as DC's police chief, and driving down crime overall is expected to be one of Pamela Smith's top priorities as police chief. Leaders today also echoed the department's need for more officers. The department has had a tough time keeping officers. The mayor herself has said DC Police has lost hundreds of officers in recent years. Council members today expressing concern over boosting hiring efforts and retaining current officers. They're also looking for her to take an active role in the community, building relationships and closing cases. She's not the only piece of the puzzle, though, when it comes to solving the city's crime crisis. She's been in the role as acting police chief since mid-July, and today's vote makes it official.
Excited to be able to support this nomination. I think we all are rooting for her success, but we also recognize that combating the crime that we are seeing in our communities right now does not rest on her shoulders alone. And it is something that's going to have to take the entire government, all agencies, everybody has to step up and do their part of this job so that we can all be successful.
One person we haven't yet heard from today, Smith herself. She was notably absent from today's hearing. We've reached out to some of her team members trying to get an answer as to why she wasn't here. We did not get an answer to that question, though we are expecting to hear from her in the coming hours and days ahead. As for more on Smith's background tonight, though, she once led the U.S. Park Police Department, where she was the first black female to serve in that role. And she's making similar history right here in D.C. all over again as the first black female to head the DC Police Department. Again, this story is still very much developing. We'll bring you more details as we get them. Live in Northwest, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
Randy, thank you. Also follow more breaking news in the district. A gunman on the Capitol grounds tased by police. DC News Now's Daniel Hembrook is across from Union Station where that man was arrested. And Daniel, that man had a long gun on him. What else are we learning from police?
Well, Chris, Police Chief Tom Manger says that suspect was walking away from the Senate office buildings in this direction through the park toward Union Station with a long gun pointed down at the ground. That's when police approached him from behind and tasered him and took him into custody. Let's get to that video of the suspect, 21-year-old Amir Levon Morel, being taken in an ambulance to the hospital. Manger says he doesn't know if the taser darts fell out, so sometimes they have to take them out in the emergency room. Manger says someone went up to an officer at the Russell Senate building, saying there was someone in the park with a gun, and within 3 minutes, police tasered Merrill and took him into custody. Police say his ID indicates he's from Atlanta, Georgia, and he is a registered sex offender. It's unknown why he was in the park and why he had a gun. Manger described it as a semi-automatic weapon that looks like an AR-15. He said there's no indication there is some indication he may be dealing with some mental health issues. Now, he is being charged with carrying a firearm on Capitol grounds, which is illegal. There could be other charges he could face as the investigation continues into why exactly he was here and whether that firearm was even registered to him. We're live on Capitol Hill. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, Daniel, thank you. It is Election Day, and DC News Now is your local election headquarters. A lot at stake, of course, in Virginia. Every state house and Senate race up for grabs, all 140, and a handful of those races could determine the balance of power in the Commonwealth. Our Tosin Fakile reports.
Which party will have the power in Virginia State House, and what impact would it have on the 2024 elections, and what would it mean for some of Glenn Youngkin's proposals on abortion and education? That's why a lot of eyes are on the Commonwealth today. As of last week, more than 618,000 Virginians have voted before today, 35% by mail and 65% in person. That is according to the Associated Press. All 40 state Senate seats and 100 state House seats are on the ballot, and the balance of power could come down to how it goes in some competitive Northern Virginia districts, including 31st District in Loudoun County and the 30th District in Prince William. The 40th District in Fairfax County is a new seat up for grabs because of the recent redistricting. We spoke with Governor Glenn Youngkin while he was in Haymarket meeting with voters.
And I just ask Virginians, send me a team in Richmond that will work with me, not against me, and we can in fact hold our House and flip our Senate today.
Are you hoping your party having the General Assembly help some of the proposals you have?
Well, absolutely. That's why we've worked so hard, because I really have felt that the liberal left in the Senate has stood in the way of so many things that are good for Virginia. I mean, at the end of the day, we've been working to reduce the burden of taxes on Virginia.
Some things to remember for today before hitting the polls. Make sure you bring an acceptable form of ID. You can get help reading the ballot or writing from an election officer. And for voters who are 65 and older or have a disability, curbside voting is available. Some local races also will make a difference in this election day in Northern Virginia. The Commonwealth attorney races in Fairfax and Loudoun County, and school board races in several counties. The polls are open till 7 o'clock. For now, in Haymarket, I'm Tosin Fakile for DC News Now. Back to you.
All right, and starting tonight at 7, right when the polls close, we'll have live team coverage as votes for multiple races in Virginia's general elections get counted. We're also reporting on key races tonight in Maryland. You can find live updates both on air and on our website at dcnewsnow.com. All right, let's see, checking the forecast now. Live look at National Cathedral. We had another beautiful day with warmer temps. Let's check in now with meteorologist Damon Matson. Damon, a pretty nice evening, but the temperatures are going to drop overnight into tomorrow.
They sure are, Chris. We're continuing to ride this roller coaster of temperatures we've been on here this week. Today was one of those uphill climbs as we saw those temperatures make it all the way up into the 70s. Now, D.C. was one of the slightly cooler locations at 72 degrees, but we had 79 in Lexington Park, Frederick, and Leesburg. And look down to the south here, folks. Culpeper, Orange, as you go down towards central Virginia, it reached 80 degrees. What a warm day by early November standards. Now, we are starting to see those temperatures cool off a little bit here as we get on into the evening time. Upper 60s popping up now along the Shenandoah Valley, back into the Allegheny front there in western Maryland, and we'll all drop into those 60s here rather shortly as a cold front. It's crossing through as we speak. It's not really doing much in terms of producing any rainfall, but it certainly is bringing about that cooler air as we head into the overnight hours. And given the fact that we'll see a mostly clear sky later on tonight, that will help to drop those temperatures even more. But at least for the next few hours, we do stay in the low 70s and then eventually in the 60s by the 8 o'clock hour. But how much more will those temperatures tumble then as we go into the rest of the night and the start of your Wednesday morning? And where do we expect those temperatures to end up by the end of this week? Cooler or on the warmer side? We'll have a full look at your forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, we'll see you then. Thanks. Meanwhile, developing now at 5, a former Montgomery County teacher is in custody. Melissa Marie Curtis turned herself in this morning. She is charged with 15 counts, including sex abuse of a minor. Curtis is accused of abusing a 14-year-old student. DC News Now's Dave Laval joining us live from Montgomery Village Middle School. And Dave, Montgomery County police say this happened 8 years ago at that school.
Good evening, Chris. Melissa Curtis taught for 2 years in the Montgomery County Public School District including some time here at Montgomery Village Middle School. This is where police say Curtis met the student. Police told us the 31-year-old Curtis of Upper Marlborough turned herself in this morning. We decided to show her picture because investigators believe there may be other victims. Court documents show Curtis and the 14-year-old student at the time had sex 20 times over several months before that ended at the end of April 2015. The encounters happened at several locations around the county, including the home of Curtis's mother and the home of the victim. They also claim Curtis gave him alcohol and marijuana. Parents we talked to earlier expressed shock at today's arrest.
Definitely, yeah, get frustrated, and even my kid was telling me, you know, Mom, it's just something like, I'm worried about it, what happened.
Curtis could spend up to 25 years in prison if she's convicted of the most serious charge. She's expected to be in court on Wednesday. Chris?
All right, Dave, before you go, you said investigators believe there may be more victims out there?
Yeah, that's because, as we said, she worked in the school district for 2 years, and part of that time was at Lakelands Park Middle School in Gaithersburg. Investigators asked parents to call them if they suspect there might have been any problems with their children during the time Curtis worked for the school district between 2015 and 2017.